All right, just from like left to right, just like say your name, what do you play? Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I'm Patty and I sing.
I'm Avery, and I play guitar.
I'm Brennan, and I play bass.
I'm Dave, and I do the drums.
Well, thank you guys for sitting down and taking this interview with me.
Of course.
So you guys started at your band at the College of Charleston out of your dorm room. Can you speak about what your day-to-day was like during that time? How did you navigate being a student with playing and practicing?
It's different. Well, I feel like it's different for everybody. I quickly stopped being a student when we started the band. So, but yeah, I think I would just sit around in the apartment, or not the apartment, but the dorm. And then Patty would, come home from drinking at like 4 a.m. No, I don't know. But yeah, fun stuff like that, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a lot of going to class during the daytime, and then we would try to schedule rehearsals at nighttime, and we tried to make it more of a thing, and just we didn't even rent a room. We just got a room at the college and started practicing and recording in it, and that was it.
Yeah.
Just trying to do it in our spare time.
I was regularly late for my noon classes. Could barely make it to those, and then we'd write songs and hang out pretty regularly. So, yeah.
So did you only practice in that college space you rented out, or you practice anywhere else?
For the first year, when we were freshmen, that's when we formed it. We were all living in the dorms, so we could only practice with what the college had. So we got that for the first year, and then we all moved to houses and apartments in the city later on, and just kind of used those to practice in, and to the dismay of our neighbors. We had to do what we gotta do.
Poor Glenn.
Dave didn't have a drum set for the first semester of our freshman year, so he practiced on a little cajon box drum thing.
Yeah,
and so he didn't even know if he could play drums before our first gig. So
I had a big audition halfway through the semester of is this guy really gonna be the drummer? But,
And then we said yes.
Some of the first songs we wrote, I had to write on the cajon, which was really annoying. But
Yeah, I could see the
if
wheels turning.
If you're playing house shows, they always have a house set, so you don't really.
Some
But
are
it does help.
trashy.
It does help the practice.
Yeah, we really didn't know. It sounded like so.
So you guys played a lot of DIY venues your first 4 years. It's kind of what you do when you play in college for most of the time. What was the name of the house venue in your college town that you played a lot?
There were a couple of good ones.
Yeah, well, the first one that I think we played was Elephant Graveyard. And that was, I think, our second show ever was at a house called Elephant Graveyard. Yeah. And there's a spot where you can, walk by and see where people have, etched into the cement Elephant Graveyard, into the sidewalk. It's very cool. It's not,
it's just a house.
It's defunct now as a venue, but it's still a house.
So it goes.
Most of them are.
Yeah. There's Makeout Reef. That was another pretty big one. They got some killer shows. What was
the Butter Complex?
The Butter Complex. That was fun.
We had a couple shows at our place. It was called the Burrito Bowl.
Yeah. What was
Pink
holding
Palace
both?
was one,
Oh,
I think.
Pink Palace, Peter's house.
Yeah, Pink Palace.
Oh, and
was
then
one.
he lived at the Peach Palace.
And I had the Peach Palace, which we didn't have.
I think you guys are gonna like the name of the one that's over here. It's called the A-hole. It's because there's an A-frame, and underneath the A-frame is the garage that opens up, and you go in through the garage into the venue.
That is
so
fantastic.
it's called the A-hole.
Yeah, we'd love to play there.
What was Holden and Bo's place called? Do you remember?
What's the weirdest story that you guys had? If you had to choose,
Weirdest
something that stands out.
I know we've seen weirdos, but or weird things, but I can't.
Well, we've been asked to play a couple of kind of random places. My favorite was when we played at a bowling alley. The entrance to the alley was on one side, and then on the complete other side was where we set up, and there was just us and then 40 people bowling and nobody paying attention except for the guy right next to us who was we're hurting this guy's ears, but he seemed to be into it. But that was in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I kept changing all the
One of the
lyrics to be
first tour
bowling
we did.
puns.
Yeah,
Bowling
that's
puns,
right.
Yeah. But I'm trying
yeah.
to think. I don't think we've had anything. Well, I'm sure we have.
We've had
but-
weird, fun stories and strange things. I'm trying to think of the weirdest thing though.
House venues are always weird,
Yeah.
but it's hard to
We're really.
I mean, there
boring.
was the
Yeah.
classic house venue, with the half pipe out back.
Oh yeah, we played.
Patty.
We played in the kitchen that night, which was fun in its own right. And then there was a half pipe out back. People were skating, and I just kind of walked up to it. A little drunk.
Yeah.
And I ended up standing on the top, and the whole party chanted my name.
It's 100 drunk 18-year-old.
Yeah.
Patty.
Until I dropped in, and then I wiped ass, and I went home.
Just walked on.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was a good
That's
one.
funny. House venues are always just
Yeah.
they're so much
It's a good
fun.
time.
But you guys are currently signed with ENCI Records. Is that
NC is how it's been,
NC.
yeah.
NC? Okay, cool. So what was like the journey going from playing house shows to opening for the Goo Goo Dolls? Like,
There's a
and
lot of-
do you have any advice for students here who might be trying to break into the music industry? Like,
I always say don't stop doing it because we
Yeah.
could have stopped doing it at any point and been totally understandable that we stopped, but we didn't, and we got
Yeah.
some cool stuff. So yeah, I'd say that and just like playing as much as possible.
Touring,
But there's really,
yeah.
I mean, you could give any number
Yeah.
of bits of
Yeah.
advice and it could
Yeah.
all go up one way or the other.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we just did. I think a lot of like the connections we've got. Like people like to see that you have toured before and you can like stay together on the road because it's hard. It's like you're traveling around with 4 dudes and you can get in fights all the time. Like, so I guess just like being able to like do that on your own for a while is like really good for people higher up in the industry to see that, and then they're like, okay, well we can give these guys a shot because they've done it before. So
how did it kind of come to be the record deal? Was it like kind of out of the blue, or were you talking with them for a while?
Our manager has been in the industry for like forever. She got started with like emo and pop punk bands in like the late 90s, early 2000s kind of stuff. And she's just the guy that runs the label was also in that scene and in that world. So they've just been like friends for a long time. And so they like, she passed our music along and he liked it. And, kind of going back to the advice thing, it's just like be cool and make friends. Cause it's like, you never know, 20 years down the road, you might be, passing along music to somebody else or whatever. But yeah, it's just like friends of friends and everybody's homies,
yeah,
it's good.
totally.
Yeah.
What was like, if you had to choose between having your own tour, opening stadiums with a big band that's been established, it's selling out stadiums, or playing basement shows, which one would you choose if you had
Can
to
we
do it
all
for the?
three?
Yeah.
So we can only pick one.
You can only pick one.
Oh man.
Okay.
Oh, that's really hard.
I'm doing arena shows.
I mean-
I think I want to say arena shows just for like the exposure and like the touring at that level, but like there's still a part of me that wants to say the basement show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I might say
Touring on your own's fun too, but like I don't. That's
We're,
way more
we're
work.
just in charge of everything right now, and it's like it's just us, which is fine. We don't have that much to deal with, but it's still like if someone else was taking care of some of this stuff,
Yeah.
it'd be cool. And when you're in that basement show, and there's nothing to take care of.
Yeah.
It's
And
great.
it's just like rowdy and fun and like
Yeah.
Shoot, I'm gonna try to not be lame, and I'm gonna pick the basement.
yeah, I think I'm definitely going basement. That's,
Yeah, I
whatever.
think I kind of have to.
Have fun.
I'm still arenas. I'm getting paid. You guys have fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can cheer it at us.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Well, while you guys are playing those basement shows, you were playing for 4 years before you released your first album. Can you kind of speak on like how that developed your sound for like playing 4 years and then releasing an album? Like,
Yeah, well, I feel like some of the earliest songs stuck around, and that was like, oh man, we wrote these like first, and they could have been like garbage, but they were good enough to like stick around, which I think gave us all confidence that we should keep doing it or whatever and that kind
Yeah.
of thing. But
We wrote a lot of songs for that first album. I mean,
Yeah.
the back catalog of and none of them were good. We put out the only 10 good ones. But there were probably like 40 songs written in those 4 years, probably more.
Yeah.
And it's just, it was nice to like pick and select and like play those shows and like know what to do as a group.
so it wasn't just like you guys had your set list and you were playing it for 4 years. You kind of just were making stuff the entire
yeah,
time.
everything we get bored
Yeah.
really fast. So the sooner we can write a new song and have like it in our set list, the better.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and one of the other questions I had, which I think you kind of answered right there, was that your latest album, I read that it was recorded, written in 2 weeks in the Appalachian Mountains. It
Yeah.
kind of seems like that's kind of your creative process. Then is just getting it out quick, like whatever inspiration comes to you.
For
Yeah.
that one, it was at
Yeah.
least. Yeah.
It's very
I mean,
different from our typical process.
Yeah. I feel
Okay.
like- yeah. That for this particular record, that one was that's what we did. We just went to the mountains and we had a few ideas going in, but kind of wanted to just set aside like it'd be isolated and just write for like 2 weeks and see what comes out of it. Whereas like the other two records, the first record was like over 4 years, and then the record before that was kind of like COVID songs and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
That was mostly a COVID record.
So yeah, they've all been very different, but that one was really cool, and I mean I think we'd like to do that again at some point.
Yeah, it
just
feels
kinda
good to just
pick a point and go isolate ourselves for a while and just see what comes out of that because it was really fun and really cool. I liked all the songs that we came up with. So. Yeah.
So your album, Swordfish Catcher. You said you had a lot of influence from Pavement on there. So I brought 4 Pavement CDs, and I want you guys to rank them. Okay, as a group decision. Okay,
I just got to see Pavement the other day. It was very nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
They have Wowie Zowie. I have Slanted and Enchanted.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have Bright in the Corners, and then I have Crooked Rain. So kind of just like their
The main
base,
ones.
the main
best,
one.
yeah.
So like while you guys are talking this out, just kind of tell me like what spoke to you about Pavement and kind of that era of music and how it influenced your second album.
Ooh.
I don't. It's weird. Pavement's cool because they're like they kind of like they just don't. They're like punk where they don't give a fuck, but it sounds more sweet and like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's more melodic than like I don't know than like a punky sounding record, I guess. But it's got like a punk attitude to it, I guess, just because like I don't know, the lyrics are kind of nonsense, but they
Yeah.
also hit so hard
Cut
and they're
deep,
so
yeah.
heavy for some reason. Oh man, but picking the records is really hard.
Our first record, we had a saxophone player on it, and the songs just sounded so different given that. And I think when we went into, I've always been a huge fan of like early 90s, like late 80s music. Just like my favorite era of music and stuff like that. So I felt like that was just like an immediate left turn. And as soon as we were like Pavement, we were like, okay. So that's a tough one.
Oh,
I'm
man.
not
I
sure,
think-
man. This is really hard.
So they don't have this. They're from my CD. I don't have all of the CDs.
In there.
Yeah, so
That's
it's
okay.
kind of
Oh,
just.
man.
I
I can't
think-
believe you have CDs.
Oh, wow.
Let me see. All right, let me give me one of these. All right.
I think I've said recently that I think Wowie's Eye is my favorite.
I was
think-
actually going to say the same
I think
thing.
Wowie's Eye is my number
Let me see
one.
Wowie Zowie.
Probably.
I think
That's
you're-
probably-
Based on the covers and no songs on the back.
Yeah, just on the covers.
Dude.
Well, that's
No, that's not Wowie's Eye. Oh, that's duh. But yeah, I agree. Wowie's Eye.
Easy pick.
I think Wowie's Eye is number 1.
I would say that's my
That's
number
a
one
good-
as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's a good
one. I would
my
agree.
first
Yeah,
one.
alright.
I think Bright in the Corners is my
Yeah.
second one too, but
I would
that's
go-
my point.
I
That's
would go
my.
with that as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to put Slanted at third.
Okay.
I
That's what I
wanted
do.
it second, but I,
think
also wanted
I
it.
still love Crooked Rain,
I
but
could switch these two
I think
potentially.
these three have like some of my favorite songs ever on them. So
Yeah.
they're all
Alright.
yeah. So
So we got
Let's
4
go.
of them.
Yeah.
Can we all everybody hold one up from left to right?
I think this is
Wait,
the right order, right?
No, well,
Number
you
one.
said left or right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just say your album, what you think about it.
Oh man, this one's good. I will say I've listened to this one probably the least out of the Pavement albums, but I still like it a lot. Yeah, great. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Record.
At number 3, we have Slanted and Enchanted. We just moved to New York recently, and like one of the first couple months we were there, they did like an off-Broadway musical called Slanted Enchanted,
okay.
and they used all of like Pavement's music, and we watched like a workshop performance of it, which
It was
was kind of cool.
interesting.
It was they were workshopping it, but it was really cool. But yeah, Slanted and Enchanted.
I
Very
got
good.
Brighton. It's I don't know. It's great. There's not much to say.
One of the later ones, yeah.
Yeah,
It's okay. I'm
your
putting you
favorite
guys
song?
on the spot.
No, this is good. I appreciate
Yeah.
this.
I got Wowie Zowie. I did look on the back to cheat what the names were, and it's the Flaming Lips.
Right,
Which
yeah.
is also a killer record.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
love
was-
it.
I was like, oh, this is a great record too.
I think Wowie Zowie has the coolest name out of all
Yeah,
of them.
well,
Yeah.
And maybe my favorite cover as well.
Yeah,
I
great
really
art.
prefer that
That's
one.
true. I actually
Yeah.
love it too.
But also just straight hits. I mean,
Yeah.
This album is so
Only
Follow to your
iconic.
sister of a thought.
Oh.
Such a good song.
Yeah.
That was kind of my final shebang right
Cool.
there.
That
Yeah.
was
Is
great.
there
Yeah,
any?
we don't get quizzes like that.
Yeah.
That's
This
fun.
is great.
So this is kind of your time to tell people like what you have coming out next, what to get excited for. So
Cool. Who wants to do it?
Yeah, I think we're just gonna be on the road for the rest of our lives.
We got a couple
And,
singles coming out.
we got
in
a
the
couple
next
singles coming
couple
out.
months, Yeah.
Yeah, come hang, keep listening to music. We love doing this.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
we'll be around.
Invite us to your town, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we don't know where to go next.
yeah, you can find them just on their website. They have all their tours
Yeah.
up there.
Thank
so
you for actually promoting.
Yeah,
true. Yeah.
I don't know.
Like shows and stuff.
Follow us on
Stuff.
Instagram and shit.
Yeah, we have a TikTok that's good.
It's
It'll
getting
be
there.
great if more people follow us.
Yeah, if you follow us, and yeah, we'll be in touch.
and that's how you blow up now.
Yeah.
That's right.
Come play at your house.
Yeah.
Come on.
Awesome.
Anyway.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yours.
man.
Yeah, dude, thank you so
Yeah.
much. This
Yeah,
is fun.
that
the
was,
whole
that was
time.
really awesome.
Wow.
I appreciate you actually doing homework and stuff too.